What's up, guys? We're finally back for Livecop episode 9. Sorry for the delay, there hasn't been too many drops recently, and I wanted to keep these videos as packed as possible for you guys to enjoy. This week, we're going to be going over my setups for the Yeezy 500 Enflames, the Shadow 2.0s for both the US drop and the Canada drop, and lastly, the Photon Dust Dunks. As always, shoot me a follow on my socials. I try to answer all my DMs across them all. It's at Bodertona on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Let's get started. Alright, starting off with the Yeezy 500 Enflame drop. As you can see, about 15 minutes in, I did have one carded on MekAIO. This was the only one I actually checked out on my local PC build. My Ganesh copy actually did not hit. It did not work for me. My Dashe surprisingly didn't hit law and local for me. I did have a few Oz servers running in the background with some mech copies, as you can see here, and some Dashe copies as well. All in all, I ended up with 8. So going into this drop, I knew it was pretty low stock. So ending up with 8, 4 being for myself, 4 being for another guy I run for. That's a pretty good amount, given how low the stock was. Now, I did run into some submitting shipping and order errors, and usually that just means out of stock, like how mech shows it right here. But ending up with 8 altogether, I think I did pretty well for this drop. Moving on, we have the US release and the Canada release of the Shadow 2.0s. Now, for this drop, I ran into a bunch of issues. I actually completely flopped and ended up with 0 pairs on the US drop, but I ended up getting a few for Canada, and I also ran for some mids. Now, during this drop, what I realized was that I pigeonholed myself into running for only men's, because I was aiming for higher stock and men's pairs. I think going forward, I'm going to have to diversify more when this kind of stuff happens. If you ran for this drop, you kind of would have known that the GS pairs kind of were loaded early and started checking out first. So I kind of screwed up and switched tasks to GS and then back to men's, which kind of messed me up in the queue. But for Canada, as you could see below, I did actually get a bunch of mids and a few pairs of shadows. And you could see in my next clip that I actually got a few more pairs of shadows as well for Foot Locker Canada. As you can see, I started carding more for Foot Locker Canada for the Shadow 2.0s and mids. Now, I ran men's for the entire time for the US drop with my live proxies, and for some reason it didn't pick up. Not sure what happened. I'm gonna have to reevaluate and look through the footage, but ended up with 0. But Foot Locker Canada did pretty well. Last but not least, we have the Photon Dust Dunk low drop. Now, if you were running for this drop, you would have known it was very, very low stock. If you have a stock provider in your group like Mommy's Kitchen does, you would have known that it was only around 1,400 pairs per site, which is very, very low. I didn't want to run too many tasks and throttle my internet or run too many bots because I knew this was very low stock drop and I didn't want to waste too much data on these. For this drop, my setup was pretty simple. I just ran Prism with my third-party solvers solving all my captchas. I ended up with this one carded, and that was the only pair that I actually got to go through. As for my proxies, I stuck with my live private residential proxies. I have a good amount, so I was able to run about 3,000 tasks total, and I ended up with 1. Overall, we ended up with 18 total checkouts between these drops. We had 8 for the Yeezy 500 Enflames, 9 on Foot Locker Canada for the Shadow 2.0s, and 1 checkout with the Photon Dust Dunks. Next up, we have Livecop episode 10, which will be a very big Livecop. I am super excited because June is stacked with a lot of Yeezy drops, so I am looking forward to putting some footage together for that. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and sub if you enjoyed this video, and please throw anything in the comments if you have any questions. Thank you.